morning. It's Monday morning. It is March the 28th, 2022. I want to welcome you to Monday's edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Today I have with me Master St. Germaine on finding your truth. Originally it was finding the truth, and he said, no, it's finding your truth, because truth is subjective and unique to each of us. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. And I hope you're going to have an even better today. It is a beautiful time to be alive when we got all this change going on universally, individually, globally. The consciousness is just elevating up everywhere. Consciousness is expanding. You can't escape that reality. And if you choose to stay in the old model of yourself, it's going to be a real struggle with these ascension energies. People that are trying to stay in low vibrational functions, fear, anger, guilt, shame, if you want to stay stuck in those emotions, you're going to have a really hard time in these next years. With all this change in energy that's happening. So you really want to learn how to let go of your fear, your anger, your sadness, to learn to release old, past, dense energies from your system. And you can literally let an emotion out of the system that you do not need in there anymore. Really important time. Old emotions prevent you from knowing your truth. If you are lost in the illusion of the past, then you are hidden from the truth of your present. It is very important you understand this simple idea. If you are lost in your past, you are no longer in touch with the truth of your present. Each and every one that came into this world came in with the truth fully present with who they are as a being. In other words, you are born in truth, as you are born in love. And what happened to create this confusion for either yourself or the humanity that we are all a part of, it's important you understand that when you became distracted by the environment, you moved away from your home, your heart, your soul, that place where you were able to easily distinguish between that which was good and that which was not good, that which was true and that which is false. You were born with the full understanding of how the apparatus, the perceptual equipment to distinguish between truth and fantasy. The outside world has its own truths based on the laws of this world. And they are one set of truths that can be empirically proven to be true. That this element you call gravity exists, that there is a substance called electrical energy, that there are certain things when you put them together cause certain things. These are truths that exist as functions of this world, but which cannot explain the information and expressions that occur that are not based or rooted in the truth of this time space. The nature of your awareness is such that you can distinguish between what the world is and what you are. And in that distinction, you can return back to the apparatus that you possess within you, the ability to see clearly, to hear clearly, to know clearly, to feel clearly. These are invisible traits you have, non-physical senses. You call them clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. But these non-physical faculties are part of the nature of your being as an awareness, whereas many of you have been encaptured, lost in the senses of the body exclusively, finding yourselves confused because the senses of the body cannot explain the causative consciousness that provided the existence of this physical reality. Although each and every one of you know that you cannot have an effect without a cause. And I came here simply to offer you the opportunity today to consider that what you see with your eyes and hear with your ears and know with your thinking mind has a validity in its truth to a degree and extent, but that you possess a higher truth by the nature of your being if it is properly developed, which for most of you it is not. As I said earlier, you've been distracted by your senses and the information that your senses provide you with. and that these have pulled you away from what you truly know, where you actually can distinguish when something is truly true or false. The investigative abilities that humans possess in being able to weigh and analyze and measure physical things, time, space, and events loans them to formulating partial truths about existence. And it has made it a very tedious process in evolution to go from the physical realm to comprehending an invisible realm. It is very confusing. And yet, the very nature of what you are is invisible. The very nature of what you are is invisible. And that is a truth that you can easily validate simply by observing the fact that you can watch thoughts in your mind that are not physical. You can observe memories in your mind that do not exist in time and space anymore. This is information stored in a non-physical realm that is causative to and influential over that physical realm when your perspective of perception is aligned to that reality, that causal place in your consciousness where you recognize thought combined with emotion, manifest conditions or effects in your experience of time and space, and that your experiences of time and space cannot and will never be able to adequately define the invisible realm, but you, from your experiential consciousness, can. You can know the distinction between what is true and what is false from this perspective of your being, these inner senses. You can simply sit beside a person or look at a person and feel their energy and know the truth of that person. But many of you have been conditioned to believe that what you observe with your physical eyes, or hear with your physical ears, or smell with your physical nose, or touch with your physical hands defines what that reality is in a permanent form. And there is nothing that is in permanent form in all of creation, as it is all in dynamic change. So you are limited in terms of knowing the truth for yourself to defining it when you rely exclusively on what you perceive through your 5 physical senses. How then do you come to this place in your consciousness where you begin to liberate your awareness from subjectivity to the rules of the senses of the body? How do you begin that process of liberating your awareness from governance from the 5 physical senses? The simplest way is to begin to become aware that you are aware of things, places, spaces, times, to begin to become aware. Through this place of awareness, you come to a connection with energy, the substance that bridges between the invisible realm and the visible realm, the substance that many of you call emotion, which is the invisible flow of energy coming to you from a limitless potential of consciousness moving through you, causing actions, thoughts, and behaviors that were not there before. Understand that you as awareness have a transmutational capability over time, space, and matter that cannot be realized if you believe that matter is the sole source of your experiential consciousness and the sole source of knowledge, the sole source of truth. You will never understand the truth fully if you believe that the material world and your 5 physical senses are revealing everything to you that you can possibly know. This is not true. But in this place of awareness, where you are suddenly aware of that distinction between thought, emotion, and your awareness, when you begin to make that distinction between thought, emotion, matter, time, and space, you move into a position where you can begin to deliberately and intentionally re-articulate or transform or transmute with different frequencies of energy, conditions of your world, conditions of your mind, conditions of your body. They are all subjective to laws which are higher to them, just as the act of raising or lowering the hand of this body is an act of an intelligence that is in command of this mechanism, that can transmute the movement of it from one place to another. And although to those of you that believe that the 5 physical senses are the only causal reason for existence, you would just simply say, oh, he's just lifting his hand. This is not simply true. This has to originate from somewhere that you cannot see. Although you see the effects of it, you do not know the cause of it. When you come to know the cause of a thing, you can understand better the effects of that thing. And my reason for coming to you today is very simple, that you cannot know the truth until you awaken your awareness back to these other sensorial aspects of your consciousness, these non-physical senses that allow you to perceive the causal relationship that you have with time, space, mind, and matter, that you as awareness have a causal relationship over time, space, and matter by way of your consciousness, by way of your imagination, which is also an invisible faculty. Imagination, visualization, these are invisible faculties, non-physical senses, apparatus, equipment that you possess as awareness. And why then do you need that body if you are already established as awareness? Because most of you do not know that you are an awareness, believe that you are the body, and energy must comply to your direction. So that if you believe exclusively that you are a body, that you are these thoughts, that you are those memories, if you believe that is exclusively the sole source of your identity, then your capacity to begin to transform or transmute the existing conditions of your life will be very difficult, because you're not in a causal position to that state of being that you wish to change in your world. Understanding that your awareness can function independent and distinct from the functions of the body. In fact, your awareness can orchestrate the functions of your body. You can transform and transmute, as I have done with this substance called the violet fire, using this quality of energy to interact with different states of mind and matter, and that this vibrational energy acts as a transmutational frequency, adjusting and changing the frequencies of thought, of emotion, of matter, which is why it works. I understand the creation of it and how this substance works. And some of you may even change the name of it if you so desire, but I've always preferred the violet fire. The feeling and sensation of it produces that color spectrum when it's enacted in the transmutational process. If you wish to awaken to your truth, you must begin to reawaken these senses that you have been distracted from, that you have possessed from the moment you were conceived into this world. You brought them forth with you: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. You brought them into this world with you. And this world, such as it is, distracted you through these other senses, these physical senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, which are beautiful and wondrous and good and exciting and dynamic also, but which have pulled your attention away from the true essence of your nature, your reason, your consciousness, your ability to affect time, space, and matter. And so there must be a balance that can be struck then between the outer world and the evolution of your inner world. You cannot, or you would find it very difficult to walk very far if you had one leg out of balance with the other. If you had one leg longer and the other leg shorter, you'd have some difficulty in walking in a correct fashion to go forward. It would be a bit more of a challenge. Well, it is kind of like this when you consider that most of your sense of who you believe yourself to be at this moment is based on those five physical senses exclusively. And then you are seeking to go forward but one leg underneath you. When you begin to cultivate these inner senses, clairvoyance, and especially this vibration called claircognizance, where you get to know that you know, strictly because of your ability to perceive a quality of energy and to identify and recognize the quality of that energy, so that if somebody is standing before you, you do not need your eyes or ears, because they can be a very beautiful person. They can look physically very beautiful, can they not? They can look very beautiful physically, And if you are entrapped by your senses' perception of reality, you will not know the truth within that form. What is that being's intention? What is their vibration? From that perspective, when you have that sense intact, you cannot be deceived. You cannot be denied. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free from that perspective of direct knowingness, which every single soul has available as a device for them to perceive reality from, that's available to all of you. You simply have to move back in and away from the dominance of the external senses and balance them with the internal senses. They are not meant to be in opposition. They are meant to complement each other. The inner senses, the clear seeing, the clear hearing, the clear knowing, the clear feeling, work in harmony in their natural state between physical seeing, physical hearing, physical knowing, physical touching. You have these corresponding elements. One is the causal element, causing effects in the condition of time, space, and matter. Likewise, the existence of time, space, and matter can influence and affect the causal relationship that you have with it as well. In believing that body, in believing that your thoughts, in believing that the world is exclusively as you see it is now, blind you to this other aspect of your perceptual capabilities. But in this place where these other senses are balanced with your physical senses, knowing becomes a natural function of your being. Knowing becomes a natural function of your being. And in knowing, you will know. And when you know, you know. The truth will set you free. But you must begin to open up your consciousness to the true nature of your consciousness, of your existence, of your being, that you are not simply sitting in a meat sack. You are a consciousness observing a reality that you call the physical dimension through the perceptual apparatus of that form that you find yourself in. And you have a transformational and a transmutational role over matter when you begin to awaken to this truth, that you in fact, with thought, with emotion, are stimulating events to unfold in the condition of your reality, and that these can be changed at any time, that you also are able to alter, transform, and transmute the conditions in which you find yourself existing by understanding how to reawaken your internal senses, these non-physical aspects of your consciousness that need to be developed and complementary to your physical ones. It is very exciting. Finding the truth, finding your truth, knowing that you are not the thoughts. You are not that body. You have thoughts. You have a body. And the moment you begin to consider that as a real possibility, then the next question would be, if I am not these thoughts, then who am I that is aware of these thoughts? And now a door begins to swing open as you pursue, well, where then, if I am not these thoughts, then who am I? And the pursuit of that turns you away from this world back to the simple and elegant beauty of your being, that non-physical self that can articulate energy in the form of what you call emotion to alter and change conditions of matter, time, and space. But that first step away from believing that you are your thoughts, believing that you are that body exclusively, that the thoughts and the body are mechanisms, devices that you utilize while in this creative process in this physical dimension. And I encourage you to observe just how often you become aware of your thoughts, how often you become aware of emotions, but how often you also do not recognize that you are aware of thoughts and emotions, and recognize, well, if I am aware of them, then I am not them. They are something that I'm aware of. I have them. They may be in my mind, but they're not who I am because I can observe them. The very nature of that observation begins to create a split between the old self, the personality, and that which you are, and then begins another process of integration at a higher level, so that the body is no longer having to operate on the limited information and knowledge acquired from this physical dimension. You can begin to bring forth or receive or download into your form higher information beyond the confines of what you already believe yourself to know. The minute you realize that you can move beyond the confines of the thoughts and emotions that you're perceiving, you open your awareness up to reminding yourself of these other senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, the complementary senses you need in order to cultivate a deeper understanding of how you are a creator in time and space, how you can transform and transmute any situation or circumstance in your life from this perspective of being, orchestrating energy in the form of emotion to cause actions of doing in time and space. I encourage you to weigh this information carefully, that the thoughts in your mind, most of which are not even yours, the thoughts in your mind are not who you are. It is merely information. That the emotions that you experience are often connected to that information, and that you, as soul awareness, spirit of a universal light, are able to articulate changes in emotional energy so as to change the way your creative process works, to gain an understanding that you are a creator being causing effects in your experience of time, space, and matter. Many of these things, in their true understanding, will only be comprehended by those who experience it. Intellectually, you can weigh and analyze, go, yes, this is true, and this is true, and this is true. Yes, I can observe my thoughts, and I can observe my emotions, and I can alter and change some of these. Yes. The question then is, if you are the awareness that is doing that, then who are you? Who are you? And in knowing who you are, you will be free. Know yourself. Well, thank you. Good morning, everybody. It is a brand new, beautiful day on planet Earth. I'm just trying to, there we go. We're going to get into some questions in just a moment. Yes, this conception of being able to literally step away from your thoughts, you as an awareness can step back from your thoughts. You as an awareness can step back from your emotions and move into the observational position of them, which is where you came into this world at. You came into this world in an observational manner, strictly observing without judgment or attachment. You simply observed. What then followed was, of course, the stimulation of your senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. In fact, your whole environment threw itself at you, and you, from an observational perspective, pulled away from that place of observation into a place of what we call attachment to what you saw, attachment to what you heard, attachment to what you thought you know. And in that attachment, you disconnected from or became unconscious to these other faculties that you possess that do not require a physical body in order for them to function, just as you do not require a physical body to perceive that you perceive. Very exciting. Good morning. Hi, Kira. Hi, Jenny. Remember, if you're new to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like this. We're going to grow this channel together, folks. Let's grow it. Get this word out. Get the information out from these beings. There are so many angels, and there are so many ascended masters, and there are so many multidimensional beings on this planet right now, the dimensional shifts that keep us from perceiving, like the fairies and the gnomes and the dragons, the other creatures, these dimensions are going to start to be crossing over. As the energies get higher in ascension, our perceptual apparatus is going to begin to change. Is what they've been telling me. And we're going to begin to see different things in dimensional crossovers, where we're going to actually start to see phenomena that we wouldn't normally see, because the dimensional energies are changing, because the consciousness is elevating. Very exciting. We are in very exciting times. Hi, Grace. Hi, Jenny. Question from Drusilla. Is it just my knowing and belief that holds me back from hearing? Yes, absolutely. He's saying, yeah. Finally, people are beginning to question. The moment you begin to question what your thoughts are indicating, it leaves you free. It leaves you free to pursue the awareness of another existing possibility. If you find yourself exclusively relying on what you have been conditioned to believe you're supposed to know, it will be very difficult for you to open yourself up to information that is not contained within that. In other words, you can know a certain formula for a mathematical equation, and that mathematical equation will remain absolute in and of itself, and it will give you the same result with the same equation, the same formula. However, if you do not know how to introduce new information to the process, it will remain the same. And only you, as the awareness, and any scientist, anyone in the pursuit of greater understanding and knowledge, knows that it is not what they're pursuing that gives them the truth, but their awareness in the pursuit of it that does. It's your pursuit of the truth that will set you free. And so in asking this question, yes, in your awareness of your thoughts as the only source of information available to you, then you are relying exclusively on what the world has offered you. But you may close your eyes, breathe deeply, move yourself into your awareness, and ask for the information you're seeking. Ask to be given new information, new ideas. I want to receive new ideas and information into my world, into my physical world. You can call forth this download. You can bring this information into your perceptual consciousness so that you can perceive it. Even those of you who are strongly identified in the illusion that you are simply that body and that collection of thoughts, even those of you who seek to know, and all of you do, we hear you all of the time where you're saying, please help me. And what you're really saying is, show me a truth other than the one that I'm stuck on believing is true, because I know it is not true. I know there is another truth, and there always is. And you're always correct in that assumption that there is always a truth available to you, but you will not find it in what you already understand and believe. You cannot find another truth in what you've already established as the truth. The personality that you believe you are is an established truth by this world. And if that's all you believe you are, then that's all you believe you are. But the truth is, you can never not be who you truly are. Oh, great question, Drusilla. Thank you so much. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Jenny. Question from Adam. Can I ask Pan to explain the principle on how, why an energetic being manifests in relation to the type of energy created? Example, how does a nymph manifest from sexual energy? Well, they do not always manifest from sexual energy, as that is one thing, but everything does come from the manifestations of energy, sexual or otherwise. The process of what you call sexual energy is more often used to create other bodies as opposed to elevating the consciousness up. But if you want to understand this truth, step away from your attempts to try and figure it out. If you go inside, away from the thinking mind, if you go inside and ask your question and feel your answer, you will know the truth. If you wish to know the truth in language, that is another thing. If you wish to know the truth directly, which is far more preferable, then you are moving towards wanting to open up what we call the faculty of claircognizance, where you directly know information. Those of you that receive downloads regularly know what we speak of, that you can directly receive information that is not presented to you through your 5 physical senses, because you are not a physical being exclusively. You are an awareness capable of perceiving beyond the realm of the five physical senses, because you exist beyond the realm of the five physical senses. You utilize the realm of the five physical senses, but you are not of this realm. You simply have learned to interact with it in a very different way. But open those inner senses back up. Question from Guitar Man. Vertical last 2 days. Any suggestions? Thank you. Vertical last 2 days. Any suggestions for him? Okay. I don't know who this is. I think this is your guardian angel, and they're saying you've got to stop trying to leave the body. You need to sit, place the body in a quiet state and move your awareness above your body. Move your awareness above your body and simply sit and rest in this place of awareness and observe. You understand that you are seeking to break free of the gravity of your body. You're seeking to break free of the gravity of your body. And a lot of you experience this condition called vertigo, where your soul is trying to get out of the madness of the body and mind self that keeps it limited. And you find yourself stepping out and feeling dizzy. It's because your soul and your body, they function very differently. Place the body in a state of quiet stillness and move your awareness 2 to 3 feet above the body and simply observe. This condition that you're calling vertigo will pass very quickly. The perception that you have over time, space, and matter is different than the perception you have through your body's mechanisms of time, space, and matter. And so it can be very confusing when you, as an awareness, are experiencing consciousness as not being localized to that body. Your body gets a little disoriented because you are not in it the same way. It does not know how to perceive from that reality. So please place your body in a very quiet, peaceful state. Govern your awareness 3 feet above the body and simply observe and rest in this place. You will find that sensation will pass very quickly. And once your body is reminded that that is you that it is perceiving, but it cannot perceive the reality that you exist in, but it can feel your presence in it. You'll find quick resolve in this. Very quick. Thank you. Thank you for that, whoever you are. Good morning. Thank you for that super chat, Drusilla. Really appreciate it. Nancy's asking, are there dark beings on this planet, or is it all within? Yes, there are. Yes. There are. Yeah, we do not want to use the term dark beings. Let us use the term lower vibrational entities. These are vibrational beings that have as much right to exist as any other being in existence has the right to exist. Your perception of them depends solely on your capacity to coordinate and regulate your own vibrational frequency, the vibrational condition of your body, the vibrational condition of your thoughts, because your thoughts are vibrational constructs that organize electrical energy in the form of emotion into an expression. Understand that as you begin to realize the nature of what you are, you will not be so concerned about these lower vibrational entities. You'll be simply adjusting your frequency. You cannot see what you are not in harmony with. You cannot hear what you're not tuned into. And many of you that are perceiving these lower vibrational energies and recognizing their presence do so from a place of love, not from a place of fear. In a vibration of love, you are untouchable in that frequency. Just as you cannot mix oil and water. If your vibration is high, you can observe lower vibrational entities without getting caught up in them or they're getting into alignment with you. But the control, the regulation of your vibrational frequency physically, in thought, and the energy you call emotion, your ability as awareness to alter and change the vibrational state of these elements of your expression becomes the necessary tool for being able to stay in a frequency so you connect to higher vibrational entities, which is why you are here. True? You're here to connect to higher vibrational entities. Yes, there are low vibrational entities that exist, but you do not have to be in harmony with them. That is a choice. But some of you may also wish to help them. For a lot of low vibrational entities, do not enjoy being low vibrational entities, and they may wish help, may wish assistance, which you may render if you so choose. But it is not a requirement. Question from the White Rabbit. Why can't I adapt to the new era in my life? Everything still feels scarily unfamiliar, no matter what I do. Welcome to Ascension 101, that we're on this planet right now. So many people are waking up to this other reality. And a lot of people are just feeling, I just feel strange. There are a large number of people, like there's not one soul on this planet that is not being impacted by these higher vibrational ascension energies. Nobody. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how little you have, where you're living, what country, and what your social position is. Every single soul on this planet is being affected by these ascension energies. And these ascension energies can only express in one of two ways. They can express and take you up really high, or they can cause things to be really low. There is no Mr. In Between. You can't mess with Mr. In Between. There is only one way or another, positive or negative, in this physical dimension. And energy falls on that classification. It can't be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one state. And these ascension energies, when you receive them, I mean, I've had, the last couple of weeks, I had times where I felt my energy go really low because the intensity of it's so strong. And there's times I felt it so expanded and free physically. It's really unique and distinct to each of you how you were going to process it. But meditation becomes very, very important at this time. Learning to distinguish between your thoughts, your emotions, and your biology are so important. You know, a lot of the conflicts, a lot of the problems we have in human consciousness is because we're attached to lower vibrational energies in our consciousness and in our world. It's so important. Don't be too concerned about it though, White Rabbit. It's new for all of us, and you're going to experience more of it. Anytime we're introduced to something that's outside of what we know, it stimulates for the body, mind, a condition of fear. But I encourage you, get excited, get really excited, because if it's a little scarily uneasy, that's a good thing, because you're experiencing something new and different. And I say congratulations to you. Enjoy it, have fun with it, indulge in the new and the different, because that's the only way you'll break the programming of who you think you are, by experiencing and being different. Because the world has made you into something that you think you are, but you're not. Right? A lot of people dealing with mental health issues are dealing with mental health issues because they've been made into a person. They've been told to believe they should think of themselves in a certain way, and it's not who they really are. You know, people struggle. I struggled for years with mental health. I struggled a long time with that, and until I came to the understanding that I am not my thoughts, I am not my memories, I am not my emotions. I have them. When I came to that awareness, I began to get free. You are not your thoughts, you are the thinker. You are not your emotions, you're the feeler. But you're in exciting times, as we all are. So we're seeing all these wars and all this stuff happening. It's because this energy, these ascension energies, can only express either positive or negative. There's no in-between ground here, folks. There's no in-between here. This is just, you got to be very conscious of the process. Question from Vertical. My non-physical sense sometimes is accompanied by a physical sensation on my back, which appears to be a dual warning system. Is this common? For you it is, but each of you will have your own nuances to perceiving the nature of your life. Understand that the information and the belief that you were given about who you are alters, affects, and changes the way your perceptual systems can be reawakened. That is, your clairs, your clairvoyance, you're seeing without eyes, you're hearing without ears, you're knowing without the senses telling you. Those senses, as they begin to be reawakened and redeveloped, will offer a balance to that. But this is so important, to balance between the non-physical senses and the physical senses, to realize that one is actually causative to the other, although they can affect the other. Well, yes, I understand. So the thing on your back, it's going to be different. Some people get it, headaches. Some people get euphoria for no reason. Everyone's going to get it in the vibrational energies, the experiences, the downloads, if you like, in a way that their system is allowing them to perceive it until they change their awareness. The moment you can begin to distinguish your awareness as a function of consciousness that is separate and distinct from your acquired thoughts, from the physical body, as you begin to realize that you are here to be able to orchestrate and be the architect of thought and matter, well, then these ascension energies will do you great good in this time. Great good to be able to use those energies differently. Question from Nancy. Are there dark... yes, I think we got to that. Thank you so much. Just jumped right down. That's really cool how you did that. Oh, you're very welcome. We've got time for one more question. From Rose. My left foot's toes on the outside. My 3 toes have become painful. Any news and new information about what's the communication, please? There's a process. There's 2 things that work here. They're telling me there's 2 things for you. The first thing is those toes, that foot has not been used properly. You've gotten into habits of moving that have caused this condition. But there's also other elements of, there are things that you're consuming that are not compatible for the body. You need to get your body into a less toxic state, is what they're telling me. You need to get your body into a less toxic state. One of the things, you'd be surprised, I found when I was getting some difficulty in my joints and stuff, they told me to drink a lot more water. When I started doing that, all that went away. Drink more water. You need to release the toxins from your body. This is what they're saying. You got to let that stuff go. Yeah, whatever you're doing, use the foot differently. Become very mindful of how you're using that foot. And secondarily, whatever it is that's causing the acids to build up in that part of the body, stop doing it. You can flush a lot of it out with water. But yeah, they're saying don't worry too much about it. Just clean the foot up. Question from Jenny. Oh no, that's something else. Sorry about that. I think we're just about done today, guys. Oh, you're very welcome, White Rabbit. Question from Chris. Hi, Chris. When I'm sending energy, can you feel it? For sending, absolutely. Feeling it right now. And yes, of course. As it is given, so it shall be received. Do you feel that as well? Wonderful. Okay, guys, thank you for your time, your patience, your energy today. I really appreciate it. Just a quick rundown. Also, this for those of you that are not registered yet, please go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. Register for our Mediumship 102 Masterclass. It's so important to learn to master your awareness as a function that directs thought and emotion. This course will teach you how to release yourself from old emotions, old thoughts, old patterns that no longer serve you as an awareness. Learn to transform and transcend the way your body and mind functions on your behalf, because the world has trained your mind and body to be what it is, and now you get the opportunity to recondition your mind and body to be in alignment with who you truly are. And who you truly are is magnificent. I want to wish you can go to my website and check that out. Also, this coming Wednesday, I got Mother Mary coming, and she's going to come. She wants to discuss several things, but the first thing she wanted to discuss is the holy within. And the second thing she told me this morning she wants to discuss on Wednesday is the Immaculate Conception, the truth and meaning of what that actually was at that time and what it actually is now. We're actually living in a time of that. So that will be this Wednesday, March the 30th. And that'll be Mother Mary. And then on Friday, April the 1st, changing your energy with the Divine Collective. And we haven't had the Divine Collective here in a while, so I'm really excited about that. So I hope you'll join me on Wednesday with Mother Mary and on Friday with the Divine Collective. And again, thank you for your time and thank you for your patience and your support. If you want to support the channel, go to my Patreon page at patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you can join us every time we come live. I want to wish you all much love. Continue growing, continue evolving, continue being your best self. Bye for now.